Hello, my people. How are you all? I hope you had a great weekend. I definitely did. I want to ask you a question. Do you guys want to hear some Israel news? Well, let me tell you something cool. There was this, they call it a prison release. Like they released some prisoners this past week. But actually, it's murder release. They actually released murderers. So they were just walking around and they were just killing people. And of course, they put them in jail, life sentence, and all that. And for some reason, the Israeli government decided that it's a good idea for world peace to try to release some very, very, very cruel, evil people in order for the world to see that Israel is kind and good and we want peace with the Palestinians, etc. But that's not how you do it. You don't just release murderers that killed innocent people into the streets. So this is a very big problem that's going on right now. The media is saying prison release as if they're prisoners, but they're actually murderers, they're terrorists. And I don't think anybody in the whole world, any other country, would do such a thing. So it's very painful, especially for the victims' families, which are saying, I don't understand. This guy killed my son and he's going free. I mean, people are going crazy. So it's very, very sad. And it's just, it breaks your heart because you don't know what to do. Like, is there something we can do to stop this? I mean, the government is just doing what they want. So it's a little bit of a problem. Now, what's very interesting is that in the Torah, which is the Old Testament for the Christians, in the Torah, what the Jews call their Bible, this week's portion, the Parsha, as it's called, actually talks about something very interesting. The Jews are exiting their slavery. The Jews were enslaved for over 200 years in Egypt. Kind of like the African Americans in America were slaves for a very long time, and then they became free. And now we know that there's an African American president of America. So you see how crazy, it's the opposite. Like what? African Americans were slaves just a few decades ago, and now we have an African American president. Wow. So we see that some things can really be different. It's very interesting. Now, this portion of this week, the Jews are actually coming out of slavery. They become free, and they're able to move on and become free people, and accept the Torah and become a nation. A nation is born. So it's actually interesting. How do they become slaves? They actually wanted to be like the Egyptians, and so the Egyptians said, "Oh, this is great. They want to be like us. Come work for me. Come do this for me." And eventually got very harsh, and they said, "Okay, you're our slaves. You just do whatever we say." And it was very, very sad, because if you want to just be like everybody else, that's what ends up happening. So we have to be ourselves. We can't be a slave to our culture or our world. We have to be unique. You got to do what's good for you. You don't have to just follow the crowd if you don't see that it's the right thing. Of course, if it's the right thing to do, of course you should do what everybody's doing. But if you see that sometimes they do something that's not cool, and for example, for teenagers, smoking cigarettes, you see your friends do it, that doesn't mean that it's good. It's actually killing you if you do it. 6 million people are dying every year from tobacco, from smoking cigarettes. And of course, drugs and all that stuff. You don't want to be doing that stuff, so you don't follow the crowd, whatever they do. So this is the problem that the Jews had, that they just said, oh, we want to be like the Egyptians, let's go help them and let's go be like them. And then eventually they became slaves. So people, just be unique. Be yourself. Be the awesome person you're supposed to be. Don't just try to be like everybody else. And what else did I write here? So now that the Jews came out of slavery from Egypt, they became free, and which means that now they have their own timetable. They can do whatever they want. They wake up. They don't have to do what the owner tells them to do. They can actually do whatever they want. So they become responsible for their own time. And that's something that I think that it's important for all of us to try to manage our time wisely. What do you do every day? Do you actually use your time effectively, or do you just waste it away? And it could be for anybody, you want to do something productive so that, you should have a good new year. You're starting a new year, 2014. That's what Project 14 is all about. And we want to try to do something good with our time. So this is a little bit of a serious vlog because, it's more like let's think about what we can do with our time and how to be unique and how to be a good person. And so it's the same thing, in Israel, they're releasing these murderers and terrorists, and it's not good. And it's the same thing with us, the Jews, they were freed. And now, are they going to do good things with their time? Or do you think they're going to do bad things with their time? So every person is free to do what they wish. So I really hope that we're going to be wise and we're going to think positive and we're going to do the right thing. So thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.